What is going on, Strasburg High? Welcome to episode 18 of the Silver Spike Podcast, celebrating the joining of the Transcontinental Railroad. We're your hosts. I'm Mitch.
And I'm Jacob.
Wait.
Yeah, no, Jonah couldn't be here today.
Yeah, he's in the choir, and there's a concert tonight of the day of this recording, and he's practicing. Thanks, Jonah. Today is Tuesday, February 18th.
Hope you all enjoyed your 4-day weekend.
Yeah, that was good. So what sporting events and activities are going on this week?
So today we have girls basketball at Frontier Academy at 4 p.m. And then boys basketball is going to be playing here versus Frontier Academy also at 4 p.m. And then wrestling has regionals on Friday. Yeah, that's it. That's all we got. So we apologize that we weren't able to make a video last week. As you remember, we had some pretty bad weather 2 weeks ago, and there was a bunch of snow and stuff, and we basically only went to school. I think it was 2 days that week.
Yeah, 3 snow days.
Yeah, 3 snow days in a row. So what ended up happening is we couldn't make one that Friday, which is when we normally make our videos. And then we also couldn't do it Monday because of all of us were in the honor band, so we couldn't do it then, and it would just be too late by the point we could actually release one, so we decided not to. However, in our absence, the world went nuts, a bunch of stuff happened, and yeah, so we're going to kind of go over some of that stuff.
Some of the biggest events that have happened over the past couple weeks involved the United States and its government. I think it was February 4th or 6th. The 4th. February 4th was the State of the Union address at in the House chamber. And we're at liftoff. And, President Trump gave a State of the Union address in the House chamber, had the whole cabinet there, a bunch of government officials, basically said how the country's doing, how his administration's doing. It was all of Congress. And basically said how the country's doing and blah, blah, blah. One of the biggest events that happened was the presidential impeachment. The Senate voted on the articles of impeachment. And both articles, President Trump was found not guilty. So one article was obstruction of Congress, and another article was abuse of power. Both of those articles were found not guilty. Therefore, President Trump is not removed from office. He is still the president, and everything in some form goes back to normal. Another thing with the presidential elections going on, we had the Iowa caucuses and the New Hampshire elections.
So Iowa was a little bit of a mess. They had some problems with an app, but we finally got results from Iowa, with the top 3 being Pete, no one can pronounce his last name, Bernie Sanders, and Elizabeth Warren, with everyone else trailing somewhere behind that. While we also had New Hampshire, and then the winners there were Bernie in first, Pete in second, and Amy Klobuchar in third. And of course, on the Republican side of things, to no one's surprise, Trump is winning by a landslide. So, I mean, it's going to be Trump versus whoever wins the Democratic, probably.
Pretty much.
But that's kind of how it usually is, so, you know.
Yeah, maybe.
So, I mean, with the race for the Democratic candidacy, it's kind of looking pretty close now, but I think it's really going to come down to a match between Bernie and Pete, although it's really too early to tell completely, but those two seem to be the ones who are building up the largest support, and they seem to be the ones who will most likely take this thing all the way to the actual election, which is in 9 months. That's right, we have to deal with this for 9 months.
Yay.
9 months of people putting ads on YouTube and telling us that we should vote for them.
I cannot watch a video without seeing a Mike Bloomberg ad. To me, I mean, we'll have to see who gets the Democratic nominee. A lot of people are saying, at first a lot of people were saying either Warren or Joe Biden, but now it seems like Pete, his last name, and Bernie are doing well. So, it's just going to be a matter of time and, see who gets the Democratic nomination for president. Welcome to this week's edition of Pop News, where we talk about interesting facts, events, and other stuff that pops up in the news. Last Friday was Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day. The holiday of love. The holiday of affection. The holiday that none of us celebrate because we do not have a significant other.
Not really. We're good. I'm good. I don't know about you. I can't
I'm
speak
fine.
for you.
I'm fine.
Yeah, okay.
You may have noticed we have lovely balloons and also some roses to celebrate Valentine's Day. And it got me thinking, what are the real statistics of Valentine's Day? So we're going to go through some fun facts and interesting facts about the most loving holiday of the year. So every year, more than 36 million heart-shaped boxes of chocolate are sold across the country, which seems reasonable. I can see that, respect that. So Valentine's Day is the second largest card-giving day of the year, just after Christmas. This year, it's expected that 1 billion cards will be exchanged around the world. 1 billion Valentine's Day cards. And no, I didn't get one. Out of those Valentine's Day cards, teachers receive the most Valentine's Day cards, followed by kids, mothers, wives, and girlfriends. So, teachers, they get more than us.
That is actually surprising.
Yeah, and maybe a little unfair, but yeah. More than 1/3 of men are comfortable not receiving anything from a lover on Valentine's Day. I mean, if you didn't get anything for Valentine's Day, are you cool with it?
Well, I'm not getting anything for Valentine's Day.
Your mom.
You don't see me crying.
I mean, does your mom give you anything? Did you anything?
I mean, like sometimes, but.
I mean, like a box of chocolates, or
Like,
maybe a little gift or something.
maybe like a candy bar.
I mean, that's something.
That's something.
I mean, I don't personally expect anything for Valentine's Day. I mean, I would probably go to King Soopers and buy myself a box of chocolates, but I mean, I'm cool with nothing.
Yeah, no, I'm cool with nothing.
Yeah. It's estimated that the U.S. alone is going to spend $3.3 billion on flowers for loved ones this year.
So the estimate for this year's Valentine's Day spending in total is a whopping $27.4 billion, with the average amount spent by a single person being $196.31.
Are they dudes?
It just says the average amount, so I'm assuming it's like, if you participate in Valentine's Day in the cards and the candy and the flowers and everything, you're gonna spend around $200, and I'm assuming that's averaging guys and girls. So I mean,
what? I can see that, but I mean,
this is why I'm single. Kidding.
One of several reasons. $194. I have $25. So far for Valentine's Day, I haven't bought anything. Well, that's false. I bought my mom a Galaxy Rose thing off Amazon, and that was $10.
But don't tell her.
No, I'm not going to tell her. And the most likely flower to be purchased on Valentine's Day is. What do you think?
Roses.
What color?
Red.
Red roses.
Roses are red.
Violets are blue.
Purple, but we had to change it to blue because no word in the English language rhymes with purple. Pick a new flower to have as your second flower.
Violets are red. Dandelions are yellow. I kind of want to go home now. Do you believe that young people are leading the trend in floral sales? In 2016, 63% of floral buying households were under the age of 35. Would you say you can't be your own Valentine? 2015, 18% of women sent themselves flowers. So they bought flowers for themselves, which is nothing wrong with that. Flowers are pretty. I mean, for Valentine's Day, if you get some flowers, like really pretty.
50% of singles are proud of their relationship status.
Can you relate to this?
I can relate to this.
Me too.
I'm part of the 50%. Oh, wow. Hold on. 9 million. Dang it! 9 million marriage proposals will be made on Valentine's Day this year.
9 million?
9 million.
Wait, marriage proposals, 9 million marriage proposals. But how many breakups?
Probably 8 million. But
I can see that. Valentine's Day. Expensive, sometimes overrated, but at the end of the day, the flowers smell nice. And so do the chocolate. That's all we have for this episode. If you watched all the way to the end, thank you. Really appreciate it. You know the family's staying the same, which isn't bad. Hope you all have a pretty good week.
tell your friends.
Tell your friends. Tell your mom. Tell your girlfriend if you have one. Tell your loved ones, and tell your dad.
Unless you break up on Valentine's.
Unless you break up.
Be unfortunate.
Yeah. If you break up on Valentine's Day, don't tell. Well, you can't tell your ex, but I mean, if you don't have to. But thanks for watching. Hope you have an amazing week, fantastic day, and hope you all enjoyed your weekend. And until then, remember to keep those grades up, and we will see you next time. Silver Spike, out.
Yeah.